Hey listeners, Waste Expo 2025 is back and bigger than ever, happening May 5th through May 8th in Las Vegas. Join the ultimate event for waste and recycling professionals to connect with industry leaders, explore the latest innovations, and take your business to the next level. Don't miss your chance to save. Register by February 28th to take advantage of the early bird rate. This is your opportunity to network, learn, and discover solutions to drive your business forward at the best price. Register and lock in your savings now at wasteexpo.com. That's WASTEXPO.com. See you at Waste Expo 2025.
Yeah, so I mean, just talking about the weather, it's been kind of a rough winter here in Cleveland, as you know, since you're here as well. What have you seen in terms of dumpster? I'm just curious, what do you see in terms of dumpster rentals? I'm assuming it slows down a little bit in the winter, but you have this housing market that's just popping right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, certainly January was a pretty cold month. I mean, obviously that's nothing new to our business or certainly to our geography. What we find is, those kind of winter storm blasts, most of this work just gets delayed, right? And so it has, obviously there's a seasonal impact on the business, but you get a week or two of a storm and then we just catch up when things return to normal. So.
Yeah,
How often is normal in Cleveland? Like, what is the normal for Cleveland? Like, I lived in Ohio for a little bit, but not as far as Cleveland. But I was like, every time I hear about something, it's just like this depression cloud is just circling the city. What's normal for you?
Yeah. Well, all right. So to put things in perspective, today it's probably 35 degrees out, but the sun is out. So everyone's talking about how great the weather is. Right? So in DC, you might say, hey, this is miserable, or other parts of the country, but Cleveland this time of year will take a little bit of sunshine and mid 30s. So this is
I
normal
would
for
say
us right now.
anything under 75 is miserable to me. I'm done with it. I need to get out of here.
You wouldn't do so well here. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't last long. I got out quick.
Summer and fall are absolutely great in this area.
Yeah, but I know you guys were, talking about this right before I got on the call. We were in Phoenix last week for composting, for Compost 2025. So it's interesting to see what's going on in different parts of the country of different types of weather that are affecting, waste hauling and the dumpster rental business as well. So that's just from our perspective, being able to talk to you today is really interesting. So I want to welcome everybody to the Waste World podcast. I'm Stephanie Valentic. I'm the editor-in-chief at waste360.com. Each week, Gage and I are joined by professionals, influencers, and community members for in-depth discussions on the world of waste. And talking to us today is Kyle Braun, who is the CEO of dumpsters.com. And we really look forward to kind of diving into the dumpster business here. So can you start by telling us just a little bit, dumpsters.com was founded in, I think, 2014, and you've served thousands of customers throughout the country. What's going on in the dumpster rental industry right now?
Yeah, so the business was founded in 2014, really founded to serve a specific customer base, right? And so at the onset, the customer base that we had really focused on was the homeowner. Somebody that's cleaning out their garage, they're preparing for a move, maybe a small DIY project. And really the premise of the business was to provide a exceptional experience to that customer base. Many of them maybe have never rented a dumpster before. They have questions, they need to be guided or want to be guided through the process. And so we really catered the company and our setup to servicing that customer base and really being helpful and educational through that process of helping customers complete their project, whatever it is. And so as the business grew, we started to do work with a lot of contractors, right? And so it could be commercial roofing companies, residential roofing companies, home builders, general contractors, et cetera. And so we've, kind of evolved over time to be able to serve both customer segments from homeowners to contractors. And so, this year we'll do business with about 60 to 65,000 unique customers spanning from a clean out of a garage all the way up to some of the largest GCs in the country doing some of the largest projects. And so I think your question was primarily around kind of what are the trends, what's going on in the dumpster rental, business. A lot of the trends that we follow are what's going on in the construction sector. And so that could be home improvement projects, new housing starts, non-residential building like manufacturing facilities, data centers, power infrastructure projects, those types of things. And so I think there's a lot of exciting things going on across a lot of different segments. Some will be up, some will be flat to downish. But those are the things that we really look at as an organization and understand kind of where we should be kind of investing our time and energy to serve those particular customers.
And I know we're talking about construction here and home renovation and things like that. Going back to, COVID, we saw a rise in online shopping and e-commerce. What kinds of things are, in a typical dumpster right now, whether it's home renovation or in prepping for this podcast, I also, the topic of, millennials cleaning out houses and preparing for parents that are moving to smaller homes.
Yeah.
There's so much movement going on right now. What does a typical dumpster look like?
Yeah, so the contents of
Yes.
yeah, so I think on the residential side you're just gonna have a lot of kind of general household debris, MSW type debris. On the contractor side of the business, it's gonna be more C&D, construction related waste that you're going to find in the dumpster. But going back to some of the points that you made earlier, is what are the customers doing? And so it could be someone helping their parents move out of a house, maybe a DIY project. One of the things that we have found going back to the onset of the business in 2014 is, a lot of times when people call us, they're going through some sort of maybe larger event, right? And so sometimes they're just cleaning out their garage, but oftentimes they might be preparing to sell their home, maybe a significant remodel. Oftentimes there's a loss of a loved one, and they're kind of clearing out, a parent's or a grandparent's house. And so, the reality is that there's oftentimes a lot of stress involved in whatever the broader project is. And so, as an organization, that's something that we try and really, cater to and understand what's the customer going through and how can we provide the best possible experience, knowing that this is, they're going through something that's more than just renting a dumpster. We like to say this is more than a dumpster rental. There's some kind of life event going on, and so we try and embrace that as an organization and make sure that we're really delivering a world-class experience throughout that process for our customers. But I think your original question was more about debris. I know I diverted from that a little bit. It really depends on what the project is. If it's a renovation project, it's going to be very different than someone cleaning out their basement. But generally, household debris, and on the construction side, more C&D type material.
And so a lot of these are typically for, on the residential side, at least, one-time type of rentals. What do you do from a customer service standpoint that kind of, lets your brand and lets your business stick in their mind? So if they ever need your service once again, that, you will be right there, waiting for, them to be prepared and ready to go.
Yeah. So, our mission as an organization is to be the most customer-centric company in the waste industry. And so we really embrace that mindset throughout the whole company, and everything that we do when it comes to building value for our customers is through that lens. And so on the we call it the homeowner side of the retail side of our business, the more transactional customer base. We recognize that those customers, you might have millennials that are a little bit more technology oriented. Other generations might be a little bit less tech oriented. And so we want to have options for those customers and really meet them where they are. And so, when we first started, we've got a large inside sales team that's on the phone with customers, guiding them through the process, a large post-sale or post-service team, our customer service team, that's also working with our customers. So we've got dedicated support teams that our customers can call all the time. But for the customers that might be a little bit more tech oriented, obviously we've established an e-commerce presence. We've got about between 25 and 30% new customers coming through an e-commerce experience, and so they prefer not to engage with a representative for that. And then we have some post-service tools as well, service dashboard, where customers can manage maybe a delivery date change or a pickup date change, or request another dumpster to be delivered. And so a lot of our customers are choosing and really kind of migrating towards more of technology driven experience on that side of the business. But really, again, we want to provide a blend and recognize that some customers would prefer to speak with someone, other customers would prefer just to do it online themselves. And so our approach has been to provide all the tools that our customers need to be able to get their job done.
Hmm.
And that's really interesting because, like you said, the use of technology to bring that product to the customer to make sure they have a process, a smooth process the entire way through. Where have where have you seen technology aid you in terms of logistics and being able to kind of, manage that process from start to finish?
Yeah, I think, we're working on, I won't necessarily announce it on this call right now because it's not live at the moment, but we expect it to be in the next couple of weeks. But I think there's some exciting integrations that we'll be coming out with in the next month or so that allow us to get more real-time information on services, kind of, the existing status of those. And we'll be able to pass that information along to our customers so they're getting information in real time. And so that'll be a journey just like most technology projects. But it's something that we're excited about launching. And so that's just an example of leveraging kind of technology and integrations to be able to enhance the overall customer value proposition. Some of the other things that we're doing, and this is more on the contractor side of the business, leveraging technology. A lot of, you see some of these big regional or national construction companies. And so a lot of those companies, if you kind of look at their traditional way of procuring waste removal services from job sites, oftentimes those decisions are made on a project by project basis, market by market. And so you're starting to see a lot of companies recognize that, hey, there is a better way than kind of working with a lot of different vendors, a lot of different suppliers. There's a lot of kind of friction involved in finding reputable haulers, getting pricing, getting credit applications processed, certificates of insurance, different invoicing, different pricing structure. And it's a big category of spend for a lot of those companies. And so, you see a lot of those companies say, hey, is there a better way? Can we aggregate this? Can we bring this together, leverage our spend in a centrally managed program and layer technology into that where customers have access to real-time reporting, the ability to manage their services through a portal. And so if they need something picked up, if they need something emptied and brought back, if they want to pay a bill, if they want to run, kind of invoices through that portal, our view is, hey, can we build technology on top of kind of a centrally managed program for our customers? And so that gives us kind of a lot of operational and logistical benefits as well as an organization.
Hey listeners, Waste Expo 2025 is back and bigger than ever, happening May 5th through May 8th in Las Vegas. Join the ultimate event for waste and recycling professionals to connect with industry leaders, explore the latest innovations, and take your business to the next level. Don't miss your chance to save. Register by February 28th to take advantage of the early bird rate. This is your opportunity to network, learn, and discover solutions to drive your business forward at the best price. Register and lock in your savings now at wasteexpo.com. That's WASTEXPO.com. See you at Waste Expo 2025.
And I noticed you mentioned before about, the education that goes into using a dumpster properly. Can you just talk about that a little bit? I'm really curious, how are you using this technology? For instance, there's hazardous waste that could be involved from a residential clean out or, even from a construction project, renovation projects. There's always some type of, there could be some type of hazardous material or, item that needs to be, handled properly.
Yeah. And so part of, call it the, engaging with customers and how we engage with customers is we make sure that we take the time to really explain to customers what is acceptable and what the prohibited items are, right? And so, that's done obviously verbally. It's also done in writing, and there's got to be some consent on the customer side as well that they understand what can and cannot go into a dumpster. We really invest a lot of energy into posting that on the website as well, not just for our customers, but for the general public, so they understand kind of what kind of the cans and or the do's and don'ts when it comes to disposal. And so we try and get that information out in the marketplace, leveraging our websites. But certainly, as we engage with customers, we spend quite a bit of time and energy making sure that the customers understand that. It's a little bit of a kind of education throughout the process. And again, that's something on the homeowner side where maybe someone hasn't rented a dumpster before, or they don't do it often, where we really have to spend more time. On the construction side of the business, they're maybe a little bit more familiar with that.
Would you say it's prohibited to, I don't know, use one of your dumpsters to throw away the Cleveland Browns or something? Would that
I knew something
be?
like that was coming.
I just,
Miles
I'm
Garrett yesterday just
curious.
announced that he wants to trade.
I
Gosh.
mean, full transparency. I'm a Ravens fan, so I just had to take one shot at least to the Clevelanders on here. Just curious if that would be a use of a dumpster. I don't know.
I wish that we could use it that way, because I think we'd have a lot of customers in Cleveland, right?
Sure.
If that was a possibility. But yeah, obviously that was a disappointing season last year. Unfortunately, we don't have a solution for that.
I don't think many people have a solution for the Browns at the moment.
If we did,
it seems like our team's already in the dumpster right now, so we're hoping that it gets better.
Where they're living.
It was the first season. I watched every game when they were 0-16. A couple of years ago, I lived in Chicago for a number of years, and I'd put on my Browns jersey and watch games by myself and still root for the Browns. This was the first year that I said, I am not spending my Sundays watching these guys. I mean, for the first time in 15 years.
Yeah. You're like, my 9 to 5 is working with trash anyway. I'm not watching it on Sunday. Like, that's my day off.
That's right. Yeah. No, it was a brutal season for sure.
Well, sorry to hear about it, but I was curious.
Yeah. No, good question.
So where do you see, what do you see coming in the next year here, the next 2 years, where, as we mentioned throughout, this conversation, we see a lot of, home buying, home renovation. What do you think, what's next for dumpsters.com?
Yeah. So I think the market's generally going to be pretty strong over the next several years. Overall home starts last year was an up year compared to 2023, around 6% growth. And that's the largest segment of the construction market, over $400 billion a year. And so expectations are that will be pretty strong, 4 or 5% growth in 2025 and into 2026. So I think, being the largest segment and having some pretty steady growth there, that's good for the industry as a whole. The home improvement market, I think, is going to be strong. Home values are up, interest rates are still pretty high. And so you've got more people that are just kind of staying in their place, maybe delaying a move. And so the byproduct of that is they're making more investments into their current home. And so home improvements, again, 23 was kind of a down year. 24 was up about 9%, projected to grow 4 or 5% again this year and over the next several years. So we're really excited about just kind of the significant and steady growth on that side of the business. And then on the non-residential side, you look at these, I think broadly non-residential is going to be strong moving forward, but you look at some of these pockets. You probably saw a couple of weeks ago this major kind of announcement regarding Stargate and this big AI infrastructure investment. And so you'll see data centers. Again, that's not a huge segment if you look at the overall construction industry, but I think it's going to be high growth. With that, you're going to see more demand for energy, and so energy infrastructure projects will do well. Manufacturing, I think, is going to be really strong over the next several years as companies evaluate their supply chain strategy. And then, the ones that are just kind of consistent growth, education, facilities, healthcare, those have been strong and will continue to be strong over the next several years or the foreseeable future. So we're excited about just kind of where the overall kind of construction space is and the role that we can play in supporting our customers in the industry.
For sure. And we'll definitely have to touch base with you at the end of the year here on the podcast to see how your year has gone as well, and hear about that new announcement that you're going to get ready to announce here. So
we'll keep you posted on that. Yeah. We're about absolutely. A month out, maybe 2. Technology, it's a technology project, so I can't give a date.
Well,
but it's a nice little tease.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Well, thanks again for joining us today. For more content like this and more information on the waste and recycling industry, stay tuned to waste360.com. Be sure to follow our podcast on Spotify and other podcasting services. And remember, it's our world. Let's not waste it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Take care.
Hey listeners, Waste Expo 2025 is back and bigger than ever, happening May 5th through May 8th in Las Vegas. Join the ultimate event for waste and recycling professionals to connect with industry leaders, explore the latest innovations, and take your business to the next level. Don't miss your chance to save. Register by February 28th to take advantage of the early bird rate. This is your opportunity to network, learn, and discover solutions to drive your business forward at the best price. Register and lock in your savings now at wasteexpo.com. That's WASTEEXPO.com. See you at Waste Expo 2025.